So we'll be putting out information. Firefighter Deal is working on an email that will go to everybody. If she doesn't include you, I will report it to you so you can kind of see. And then if McCon should do something, and then I will be putting stuff out. Little changes that we, again, cultural. The ODA was like, you should wear pants under your turnouts all the time, not shorts or non-pants, and they had lots of reasons why. And I was always a pants person, so it was obvious to me. But then when they got the data, it was like, well, I just did it because it seemed logical, and then the data was way more overwhelming than I think even I would have thought. So things like that are going to be, maybe mixed reviews to reception, but our job is to educate and keep educating, especially the younger firefighters, to make changes throughout their career. A lot of stuff, I think I sent you an email.
I just had this visual of getting out of the shower, right? Straight into your ear. Yeah. So that's what they're saying, yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, between the burns and the contamination, and like I said, it's pretty odd moments. But what I was really surprised at is, I think I copied you guys, is how good our new stations are going to be. So, obviously we spend the vast majority of our time at stations. So it's again the moment when they say that probably has the biggest impact on our physical, mental health and everything, right? And it was weird things that they've done studies on, like, and our stations hit every single box. And we didn't do it for that reason, but like wood grain, huge study, and just having natural wood grain to the emotional health. And it's not just for firefighters. This was done in kind of all workspaces. But yeah, we try to put as much natural wood as we could. Obviously, natural light, again, that's pretty old data, but especially our fire stations, because if you think about historical fire stations, they don't have a lot of natural light unless you're in the bay. The way that we have really designed, so it's kind of like a twofold, how we've designed the station to be very communal, meaning the day room and the kitchen and the report room and the gym are all right in the node. That was one big thing. I'm like, yeah, we got that. But then also having the space to be separate, meaning the separate bedrooms and the studies. So a place that they can be communal, but when it's time for you to want to be alone, you have the space to get to be by yourself. So just a lot of things like that. Obviously our PPE rooms, a big one to get them stored out of the way. And, we have, I don't remember, but we have the two exhaust, we have the fans, the filter fans and the final vent. Again, huge study came out and said that either one, but the two together are way better than one or the other.
Yep.
So,
shocker. Yeah,
again, nothing that was hugely surprising. It was more of how much of an impact some of those things do have in the data, and I'm glad that I can say that we hit every single one, at least in the stations. Some of the other ones, we're working on a med trust. I think medical trust, I think my frustration is I see so many things that we could do with that. If we could just get everybody on board, because there's a lot of healthcare options that are a little bit outside of a normal benefit, and that you really have to get providers that are 100% trained in the firefighter environment, and not just you going to a general practitioner. That when we could hire them and make their job only treat firefighters, that we could really, that's really the next level. If we really want to make an improvement, we need to get to there. And it's,
Left One was like that.
Correct. And they talk about that, not just Left One, but how most departments, because we had very few paid, and they were at bigger cities, right? And most departments back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s had department doctors, physicians on staff. They all come, and they talk about how we have went away from that. Obviously, we don't have a lot of studies about that, but now not having that, the places that are doing that are finding huge benefits.
I want to back up to just for a second about what you mentioned about the stations and how we managed to get all the boxes checked. I think that's a testament to the work that everybody in the department did with their input about it. And Frank, and his experience and all that. it was a great marriage of them, yeah.
Yeah, no,
And the result is awesome.
I only had one class about station design, they didn't really talk about that, the whole class was you should have a committee to design the station with all the people that are gonna use it.
What a concept.
Yeah,
Well,
what a concept.
and just like the maintenance facility, first people you need to get in there are the mechanics,
Yeah.
right?
So that was fun, and again, it was exciting to see two newer firefighters, see there's a different side of the fire service. And so hopefully we can continue that. With that vein, I've been accepted to the National Fallen Firefighters Fellow Program, which is all focused on becoming an expert and advocate in firefighter safety, so I'm excited to spend the next 12 to 18 months seeing what that's about, and hopefully bringing more actionable items back to the department.
Which means that the four of you are gonna have a lot more work to do because he's.
Which
That,
means you
I'm
guys.
Yeah. And we can deflect some. That in itself is huge, and I know that they're working with our Canadian counterparts as well for long-term prevention for firefighters.
Yep.
So really exciting to have our chief do that.
Yeah.
And then last, I know you know this, but I also want to thank Chief Hodkinson, BC Mansfield, Captain Hammer, and Captain Hankey for the promotional test. It is, having also done many of them, it is a lot of work, very stressful, a lot of Monday morning quarterbacks going on, and so, but it is, the testing process for the candidates and for the people putting together, I think is a huge benefit for our organization. And hopefully we can give them a two-year break so that Jason doesn't want to ship it out to a third party next time.
It's already being shipped.
So, thank you.
Yeah,
And that's it.
okay. Do you have anything to add?
Nothing at all.
I had an opportunity last Thursday to make a kind of a status report to the Snow Isle commissioners about how things are going in the new SCEMSA. And there were a few questions that were brought up, but for the most part, everybody is happy with the way things are going. We still have a lot of work to do, a lot of budget things to iron out, and just a lot of processes that need to exist that don't. Yeah, you know, it'd be like standing up a brand new fire department you're starting from zero. You know, you gotta figure all this stuff out. Anyway, it's good, it's moving well. We have a meeting right here tomorrow to keep it moving. So, that's all I have. I love the letters that we got. Great. I know Crystal.
See if Aaron or BC was arriving.
Mm-hmm.
You wanted to ask Aaron or Kevin, BC whether if they have anything.
Aaron said he had quite a bit.
I got a list.
I got all night.
So does Sean.
I'm here till 7 AM.
Just keep the coffee rolling.
Keep the copy rolling.
Anything to add, John? Good. With that, no further business being before the board, we will adjourn at 18:45. There is a program, and I hesitate to even bring this up because
Board papers?
board papers have not been my favorite thing, but there's another app we use for some that records. Oh, yeah.
Well, I pause it. Actually, TJ, do you mind hitting the red button? Thank you.